Arielle Scarcella does always look like she needs a wash. She looks like she smells of like pennies, sour milk, dirty bath water, and transphobia. What's up, Rebels? My name's Willy and I am one half of Leo and Willy. We are engaged. We are queer. And today I am here to react to Brad Polumbo featuring Ariel Scarcella being absolute clowns. If you do not know who Brad Polumbo is, neither do I. In our Discord, where the link will be down below, we have a server which allows you to share whatever video you want us to react to, and this was one of the last ones, so here I am reacting to your suggestion. I can't believe it's another featuring Arielle Scarcella. I think at this point she's gonna think I fancy her. No. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, on a more serious note, I have obviously heard of Brad Polumbo. He's someone I was potentially contemplating doing another deep dive on. So let me know down below if you think that would be interesting, of course. He's someone who, again, has some real anti-progressive views as well, I'll say. Very anti-progressive views. The fact that this video is entitled Normal Gays React to Insane Queer Activists is pretty much all you need to know, right? So yeah, let's check out what these normal gays have to say today. Hashtag normal gays.
Trans gay men.
Yeah, but we're femme presenting.
My sister is a lesbian, but she doesn't always identify as my sister. Sometimes she likes to be called my brother.
Hey guys, I'm here with my friend Arielle Scarcella. We're gonna do a fun little video reacting to some of the crazy clips of the queer activists she's encountered at pride parades. How do you even still go to these events and not lose brain cells?
I'm sorry, I've got to say, Arielle Scarcella always looks like she needs to wash. Am I the only one who thinks that? She looks like she smells of like pennies, sour milk, dirty bath water, and transphobia.
I don't. I literally just, I'm posting a video that I think of the video that I posted yesterday. I'm like, I don't even go to these parades except if I'm going there to get content. Like, there's no purpose for the majority of like LGBT people to be at these parades anymore. It's all politics and kinks and stuff that doesn't make, it's all kinks and stuff that doesn't even make any sense.
I find it so interesting that her viewpoint is that we don't need to go to Pride anymore because it's all politics and it's kinks, but she says that she only goes there for content, political content. You idiot.
This is real stuff. People say, oh, there's no way. This is real.
Yeah.
Like, I went to Orlando Pride. I went to New York Pride, Miami Pride. These people really exist. And it's making us all look like we're nuts, so.
Well, speaking of stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, we're going to introduce the audience to some very special characters you encountered at Orlando Pride, including femme-presenting gay trans men. Take a look at this clip, guys.
Trans gay men.
Yeah, but we're femme presenting, so we were just shouting it. We were shouting that we were trans gay men because we are. Trans gay men!
What is a trans gay man?
Biologically female, but we're trans men and we're gay. We like guys.
Do you have gender dysphoria?
Yes, heavily.
But you're still femme presenting?
Yeah, I still femme present. I find it comfortable, but at the same time, it does get hard when I can't look mask.
So do you identify as gay or queer?
As queer.
As queer. That's fair, because you're trans guys, right? That's fair. What about you?
Queer as well.
Queer. What about you?
I am not a trans gay man. I identify as a pansexual.
Yay!
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's pretty boring if you ask. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's pretty boring to be just a basic lesbian right now.
I can't find other lesbians out there, so.
Right here, girl. Right here. There's like one of them in this whole parade.
I'm right here, girl. I'm right here. This is banter already. I love it. Don't worry, I'm coming with a commentary. I'm just...
Oh my god.
Everyone's queer.
Yeah, everyone.
Everybody, right?
I would think so, yeah.
Time to go hunting for some lesbians.
He said it's time to go hunting for some lesbians.
So for me, it's just giving straight with extra steps. Like, it's
Spicy straight. Spicy
straight. Like,
And since, let's say, 2015, 2016, right, we're talking the peak of, like, transmedicalism at its more darker root, you know, the era of Calvin Garage. We're talking about that, right? There has been issues with trans men presenting as feminine, which I never seem to understand, because it's not a standard that we inflict on cis men. It's just one for trans people. You must look like this. You must be this way in order for me to respect you. And that's not something I have personally ever had to go around through my life even thinking about. I think it's really interesting. And I will say one thing, I'm very aware as a cis person myself that I'm doing this video, but I think it's super important for other cis people to call out cis people like this who are policing trans people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think more people should be speaking up. It's the same way, not trying to compare, I hate Trauma Olympics, but it's the same way that through the progression of race inclusivity, we also need white people to speak up, you know what I mean? It's not an issue solved by itself. I have an issue with these two idiots debating what constitutes as a correct trans person as cis people. You know, it's truly none of our businesses. It's not, but I'm gonna call it out.
At least she acknowledges she's biologically female. Okay, that's
Right.
a start. Some of them don't. But then you're biologically female, femme presenting like guys. That's just called being a straight girl, babe. That's still allowed. Like, they know that's still allowed, right?
Exactly, it is still allowed. So if someone's saying that's not who they are, I guess that's kind of because it's not who they are.
The thing is, they don't want to be boring straight white girls. Like, they don't want to do that. They want to be oppressed. They want to be a victim. And
I hate the idea of oppression points. This is something that Ariel pushes through, and she always does that. You know, boring white girls, like she doesn't fall into that category. Like, she isn't the head, like she isn't the vice president and the president. Girl, what? What? You are the society leader. Boring white girl, it's just you. A picture of you. I hate when she does this, the lack of self-awareness. It's yeah, I'm in a good mood. This is funny. This is banner. Let's laugh.
and they want to feel special. The very fact that I walked into this, I wasn't like going up to them in an interview. I walked into this, them going, trans, gay, men, trans.
You know, and it's like super funny when people are pride shouting trans gay men.
20 years old. And just like halfway through the video, if you guys see, they were like, yay! Like, that is the participation generation in a 2-second clip. Just for stating your identity, even though it's not even a real thing, because I know these people are not actual trans men.
Okay, so she's conflated two things. Firstly, she said there's a participation yay, even though it's not a real thing. But the yay was, to be clear, for pansexuality, which I'm not trying to argue which one's real, which is not real, but you're wrong, firstly. Like, you're presenting us with a video that you have filmed, and then you are analysing it wrong yourself. Like, how are you there and still wrong? that takes a skill.
Because none of my trans guy friends would actually be like, well, yeah, heavily dysphoric, like, and super happy about it. Like,
also, if you were actually a trans man, meaning born biologically female, but you suffer from gender dysphoria, so you want to live.
Okay, well, I guess if none of Arielle Scarcella's friends have done it, I guess nobody else is a trans man, you know? I guess the standard of it is Arielle Scarcella's friend standard. Also, this idea of someone smiling whilst talking about dysphoria, I think they're smiling because they're at Pride and they're happy in general. I don't know if what you wanted was for the camera to like lean. In fact, this is what she wanted. I'm a trans man, I'll do experience dysphoria. Heavily. I miss my mom. What did you think was gonna happen? Like, what's happening?
Also, if you were actually a trans man, meaning born biologically female, but you suffer from gender dysphoria, so you want to live as if you're the opposite sex, you wouldn't be femme presenting. That doesn't make sense. You would specifically want to not be femme presenting. So I don't know if this girl doesn't even know what.
I think people are, I think these people, let me not even say people, I think these idiots, these normal gays.
We're just normal men.
Are conflating masc, femme, man, woman, male, female, and just creating their own identities for what that means. and they are wrong and strong, very wrong and strong. So this idea that you can't be a man and be femme presenting is not, it's not a thing. So Prince, he got all the pictures, right? He was very femme presenting. Obviously, my fiance is very into rock and roll. There's this whole history of rock and punk rock and the rebellion of gender norms and how you express yourself. Harry Styles, you know, that's just not true. Also, you know, outside of the Western world, men in tribal clothing, in the Western world, Scots with Scottish people with kilts. I don't really know what's happening here. It's the level of ignorance is embarrassing, quite frankly. I don't know if there's any other word for it. It's just embarrassing, because you can't say someone's not a trans man if they want to present feminine, and that completely defeats the whole purpose, because man and appearing feminine or being in touch with a feminine side, they're not together. It's not you have to be one to allow the other one to be happen. For example, I'm a woman, right? And sometimes I present very masc. It doesn't mean I'm a man. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is very like ABC level of understanding. This is a platform though. This is the one who's educating people. Mr. Shiny White got his teeth done in Turkey. I can't.
I don't know if this girl doesn't even know what these words mean, but it's just like woke Mad Libs. Her identity is incoherent.
I hate the idea of someone's identity being described as like incoherent, right? I think if you want to just like speak with your whole chest, just say, I'm too stupid to understand that an identity that stretches beyond my own worldview. You know, you can just say I'm ignorant. You can just say I'm silly, I'm stupid, I'm uneducated. Those things would sort of like summarize this video a lot quicker than the 22 minutes, 7 seconds could, because identity is personal. Identity is personal. You tick your own box. You notice that in things like that, it's not hand the box over to Arielle Scarcella to tick what she thinks I am. I do it for myself, right? Identity is a personal thing. It's literally there. And so if you don't understand it, there's Google's free. It's free. You have the internet, the same internet you're using to talk nonsense. Use that same internet to educate yourself. It's free. Hey, it's free.
And you'll see in the other videos that I filmed, and I don't know if we're going to react to them here, but the number of videos I filmed that day wound up being like 3 months worth of content. Like, there's so much stupidity with these people these days.
Yeah.
You like, for these kids, it's all about identity. It's all about how I feel inside, which is very narcissistic, right? It's all about me. It's all about my feelings. It's all about how my brain interprets the world. Has nothing to do with how the world sees me, which is what a lot of transsexual people actually are dysphoric about, right? Not how they see themselves, but also how the world sees them.
The idea of saying how I feel and my identity relates to me and how I feel in the world is narcissistic is a horrible, horrible definition of what narcissism actually is. It's not even remotely close. That's not even remotely close to what narcissism is. I is something that is rooted in narcissistic experiences, but it's not what she's saying. Someone saying this is how I feel about myself isn't harmful. It's harmful to you. This is what she's stating. It's harmful to the overall group because it ruins our presentation. It ruins how we are perceived in the world. But the only people I see platforming people who you consider to be embarrassing are you. You know what I mean? I just feel like if I was, let's describe it this way. If there were a bunch of black people who are like super embarrassing to me, I just don't think I would like use a platform that had so much viewership to just like show them to the world. You know what I mean? Like, most of my exposure of these super embarrassing trans or queer activists, they're from these people. I never actually get it from the people themselves. It's interesting. You can frame anything the way you want to frame it when you're the editor and you're the interviewer, right? But even in this framing of something you've edited yourself, you both sound stupid.
Are dysphoric about, right? Not how they see themselves, but also how the world sees them. This is the opposite. These kids, it's just, they have no idea what they're doing.
I do, in a way, feel bad for them. They're young. They still have mushy brains. They have to be under 25, and they have been fed incoherent ideological nonsense by a culture online and in their schools and in their universities. In some sense, they are victims of that. But at some point, they get old enough that you have to expect them to be able tell black from white, like tell 2 + 2 = 4. Like at some point you don't have the excuse of youth to just be totally out of touch with reality.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're white, I'm black, 2 + 2 = 4, the sky is blue, and that person's still trans. Wow.
I think most of the videos that I can tell that they're like under the age of 25, but they're over the age of 18, of course, I tend to be a little bit more understanding, a little bit more like cool with them. And I'm like, okay, like, all right, like, I don't get it, but like, all right. Like,
yeah, it's kind of funnier when you just encourage them.
A little bit. That's my way of figuring out how to post these to TikTok without getting hate speech violations. So
it's just to encourage their
just to encourage it and just be like, I don't get it.
This is so disgusting. For them to be referring to like people who are 20 as super young and having mushy brains, we already established that they are older. So these are 2 older people sitting here laughing about them encouraging something they don't believe in just so they can get it online and curate hate towards these people. And I think that sort of setup is disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, I think to own that and to be happy about that and to laugh about that of, I love the way that I trick these people into thinking I'm one of them, and then I can use them in my content where we all laugh at them. and they're young, but I act like I'm cool with them. What are you? What are you? You're 38, Ariel. You know that, right? If no one's told you today, in 2 years you're going to be 40. What is happening? It's given your mum didn't hug you enough as a child, because this is not normal behaviour. It's not. From both of you. Both of you. That one, the guy, obviously never got breastfed. This one over here never got hugged. What is happening? This behaviour is not normal. It's not normal about normal gays.
We're just normal men.
It's not normal.
Just to encourage it and just be like, I don't get it, to the camera afterwards, you know?
So up next, we're going to take a look at a couple of people who describe themselves as genderqueer, and warning, it does not make a lot of sense.
Who is genderqueer?
Both of us are
Oh,
genderqueer.
okay.
But
What does genderqueer mean to you, if you don't mind me asking?
I think just not
Sorry, but they are serving. Oof.
either female, male type of stereotypes. I think just sticking to whatever feels right to me.
Like currently, you feel like you're showcasing as genderqueer. That's what you feel like you're showcasing.
At the moment, I'm just giving femme.
I was gonna say. I mean, I don't want to
I'm
be.
giving super femme, but
Okay.
like that has.
And then
nothing to
sometimes
do
it
with
changes?
Right, yeah, but that has nothing to do with how I feel on the inside, you know. And I think
Okay.
that's the point of being genderqueer.
That's how you feel on the inside.
Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
identity.
It's not
Okay.
about, like, I could be dressing femme one day and not femme the other and still feel the same way, you know?
Would a bitch lesbian be genderqueer then? Because they're dressing more
I think
androgynously.
they totally could be if they felt like maybe they feel a little more femme on the inside or something like that. Butch could be like an outer
look that
Right,
determines if you're
exactly. It's how you
genderqueer. Like
feel.
you could be the most masculine looking butch lesbian ever,
Exactly.
but unless you feel that way on the inside, it doesn't matter how you dress. Like
right.
But what would happen if somebody misgendered you and you looked completely femme? What would you say?
It's a little safer, I'll correct. If I know it's not that safe, it's
It's
not.
fair. So you understand that. I mean, people
Yeah.
seeing with their eyes,
Of
they're
course,
seeing.
no, people are definitely perceiving with their own minds and their own feelings.
Wait, so were they a couple?
They were a couple. One of them was gender. Well, I guess they were both genderqueer.
That again,
One
just
of-
straight.
Okay, I'm gonna, before I hear their response to that, I'm gonna talk about my feelings towards that. I don't even know how there's anything to really analyze. I think I don't know what their pronouns are, so I'm gonna say they were very cohesive in describing their experience of, this is how I present some days and this is how I don't, and it doesn't change how I feel on the inside. I think if that's a struggle for anyone to comprehend truly, then let me try and give you an accessible example. So bisexuality. If somebody, for example, Leo, he's bi, and he's in a relationship with me, it doesn't mean he's not bi. Does that make sense? How he is and how he connects with me and how we present to the world as a couple doesn't change the fact that we both still have these abilities and a history, you know, of liking this, that, or the other. And I think this idea that you have to present in one specific way when you are literally genderqueer, which suggests that there is more openness towards the idea of rigid gender. What's What? Why is this in the video? Let me see.
They're just straight.
They're just a straight couple. That was really. I don't think the trans woman to the right is actively seeking transition or doing anything
We've
besides
got a
just
male and a female
wearing an ugly ass purple wig. Talking about communism, by the way, this was not involved in that clip, but this person was definitely a communist. And
so, an ugly purple wig. Okay, this is why, for the record, you guys know when I do these videos against these people in particular, I don't really hold back. I don't feel like I have to. I don't try and give as much grace as I would other people, because I will treat you the same way you treat others and my community and people that I care about. And this is common, this idea of you ugly this, ugly that. And she, you know, I don't know if she has any plans to do that. Well, I don't know. Did you discuss it? Aren't we currently in an economical crisis where it might not be super easy to just pay for HRT? Aren't we living in a world where Trump is currently, you know what, and so rights are being taken away, and so people might not feel as comfortable or just have the access to do things. I hate the idea of such, just so mean. So mean. And also, whatever apparently this lady said, that you said she didn't put out, if it's not here and it's not being seen, don't say she said it, because no one can see it. It's just your perspective and you're probably chatting shite.
And then you have the person's girlfriend who is like, yeah, I'm giving femme right now. Like, yeah, like you are. It reminds me of a clip I filmed last year at Miami Pride. That clip went viral, and it was a female with her boobs, like wearing a bikini. It is Miami Pride, like wearing a bikini, saying, yeah, even though my tits are out, I'm non-binary. And I'm looking at her like, isn't that the opposite of what you're trying to achieve, though? Like,
no. I think Ariel seems to operate in this idea that being part of the LGBTQIA plus is a monolithic experience, which it clearly isn't. If you are in a position where you can label yourself normal gays versus sort of like this insane queer activist, that in itself is an acknowledgement of the spectrum of how we as a community show up. And so, no, if that's how they want to be, then that's how they want to be. I guess I'm trying to think about what does it do for you, you know? I don't think there's anything someone has done in any of these videos I've ever reacted to, from people like her, Blair, or the offensive twat, that have ever showed someone who has actually done anything that's actually caused a harm. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's really done anything that's terrible. They're just people existing, and this idea of mocking people for just existing, I don't know, I think it highlights a very sad life. How sad and pathetic and full of self-hatred must you be to live this way, where all you do is mock other people. That's all you do. That's your entire existence. Wow, your life sucks. It's given single. It really is. Ever since Ariel dated someone that came out as trans, she has been on a rampage. She has been on a rampage. Her heart was broken. Baby girl, it's time to fix that heart and move on. Brad Polumbo. Ugh.
But to these people, as she says in this clip, it's all mental for them. Like, no matter what I give, no matter how I present, it doesn't matter. Your eyes are lying to you. It's all about how I feel.
Yeah, they don't seem to get that if some...
Well, no, that's not what happened at all. They never said that your eyes are wrong, and they literally agreed with you of, yeah, someone perceives me this way, that's okay, and if I feel safe enough, I'll speak up about it. There was nothing in there that said, you must think this, and I suggested you feel this and know what my mental state is like and how I'm feeling. Nothing of that happened. You literally showed us the evidence and then showed us how wrong you analysed it. How is that possible? How do you analyse your own content wrong? You had it. It's your content. What?
I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Specifically, these clips were mainly at Orlando Pride, which was in October. I filmed this a few months back. I want to say I interviewed maybe 40 people. Maybe 2 of them were lesbians. 2.
Any
2 out of
actual
40.
gay men?
Out of the whole Orlando Pride, you interviewed 40 people. No, all right, I'm going to Google how many people attended the Pride. I'm going to do it, I don't care. Okay, Put some phase line on. Look at my lips. They're screaming for creaming. You lot couldn't tell me. What the hell? So I googled it, and it was 17,087 people. So Ariel interviewed 40 people out of 17,087. I can do quick maths, but I don't want to. But we know the percentage of that is incredibly low. So her entire experience is based on what? Would it even be more than 1%? Would it? What is this? Why do you guys watch this late?
Who call themselves that?
Yes, gay men usually say I'm gay.
Okay.
It's the females that are always non-binary, queer, genderqueer. They don't want to call themselves lesbians. I had a clip go viral on TikTok where a girl, I literally went up to her and I was like, are you gay or queer? And she goes,
Are you guys homosexuals?
Yeah.
What kind of homosexual?
That's not a good question for me.
Oh, I guess I identify as lesbian.
You're a lesbian?
Yeah.
And what about you?
I'm bisexual.
What about you?
Undecided.
Undecided. Maybe she'll meet somebody at the Pride Parade. Do you know?
My girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Gay.
you're gay.
Yeah, I'm
So-
definitely gay.
So what was the question? What were you worried about answering?
Well, I mean, it's just like, I guess like coming with like a specific label.
If you have a girlfriend, you're at least a little gay.
Well, yeah, no. Like, I am gay. Yeah, I'm gay.
I like gay people.
Yeah, weird. Hello?
Well, queer is different than gay. Let's be real.
She just glitched.
she glitched. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, you can say, well, she's like, well, that's my girlfriend. I'm like, and she's like, and I like women and I date only women. And I'm like, then you're a lesbian. She's
I've said this 1,000 times, Miss Ma'am. Not everybody wants to wake up one day, go to an amazing Pride, and have Arielle Scarcella walk up to them with that stupid little mic. No. The person just seems kind of uncomfortable, and I feel sad that this has gone viral. When you say like this has gone viral, I'm thinking, wow, there's a human behind this who probably feels super bad about themselves for a tiny moment of which they weren't really, expecting you to come around, and now you've made them go viral for reasons that I imagine your audiences will attack them. So all I can think of now is bless them. That's quite sad. There are a lot of people that anyways, I did a video recently about Calvin Garrard's apology, and you would see just a bunch of testimonies from people stating, like, I remember when one of these videos went viral about me, and I deleted my accounts, I couldn't leave my house, and I don't think they realize the actual damage that this does to people. I think it's they have a political agenda. They also know that it gets quick views. They know that they've built an audience that really are anti-progressive and are full of hate, and it's easy to appease, and monetary wise, it's a lot easier to be one of them. If I switched today and was like, well, Trump, I'm telling you, they'd have me on every poster board just because I'm black. Obviously now they've got a mere odor, but if he ever runs out of being interesting, they'd come for me. And I just feel like they forget that we are humans, aside from everything, just take it all away, political, whatever, identity, whatever, take it all away. That's just a human being. They are just a human being at the end of it. And they are a human being who will be affected by your audience. They're a human being who will feel bullied by your audience. They're a human being who are going to feel sad, ashamed, frightened, scared, anxious, depressed as a result of you, and I don't think that's something to be proud of. I think that's something to be extremely ashamed of. And I think when you're 38 and doing it to people who you have, admitted are as young as 18, I think that's something to be embarrassed of. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm embarrassed for you, just by watching, just by being around this, I'm embarrassed. Like, oh, how are you not embarrassed for yourself? Yuck. It's like when someone's like, they don't know their breath stinks, and it's like, how do you not know your breath stinks? Because your nostrils are closer to your mouth than mine are. It's like that. How do you not know you're embarrassing? This is your content.
It's interesting how with the trans stuff, and there are some real reasons for this, but then some of the reasons are like what you're saying, why it's always about trans women and women's spaces and not trans men and men's spaces. Part of that, I think, is because trans men are not a threat to men. Like a biological female is not a threat to a biological male in most cases, whereas obviously women are at risk of violence from biological males. So there's just a different distinction there.
Right.
But also I think part of it's cultural, like you're saying.
Yes, 100%.
It's misogyny. Yeah. I mean, I'm not arguing against what he's saying. There is absolutely misogyny linked to that. I do agree. I've always said that. I don't understand why there isn't, not that I want more issues, but there's definitely an imbalance of conversation when it comes to the bathroom debate, with trans men being in a men's bathroom versus a trans woman being in a woman's bathroom. It's complete and utter misogyny, and honestly, a lot of it's rooted in this fear of, honestly, cis men. So I say, go knock on their door. go sort them out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not trans women's fault that you're afraid of cis men. They are literally not cis men. They are trans women. So yeah, I'm not saying this in argument of him, because I think he's actually said it in a way that, you know, I can agree is fine. It's just, I hate that part of things. I've always said that. And I'm being very precise with the language I'm using here. I'm not bullshitting or being PC about it. I'm talking about trans men who the world would consider as very, very passing. Men who may then induce the same fear that you might have from a woman that you might have for women. If they all decided one day, all right, cool, we'll use the bathrooms that we're supposed to, I think that's when people will go, whoa, maybe we don't want to do this whole divide and swap thing, and you should go to where you were biologically put, because, you know what I mean? And then you understand that there's still another element of potential discomfort for people. I don't understand. I would, I'll be honest, if I was in a bathroom and I saw you know, a big man just come in next to me who looked potentially a little bit scary, would I be scared? Well, I imagine I'd be pissing or shitting, so I wouldn't know. Or I'd be washing my hands. If they came to me directly and wanted to cause an issue with me, then it wouldn't matter whether they were trans, cis, androgynous, non-binary, or whatever title they wanted to call themselves. I would be in danger. This idea that trans women equates danger as opposed to dangerous people equates danger is not something I can subscribe to. It's not. It's pathetic and it's weak. It's weak. It's weak.
So we have some clips here of you asking these people, gay or queer, and people will be shocked by what people had to say. Take a look at this.
I'm a gay queer. That's what I'm saying.
A gay queer. That's
queer
yeah.
kid, something like that.
What's the difference?
Nothing.
We were shouting that we were trans gay men because we are.
Trans gay men.
Yeah, but we're femme presenting.
Are you guys gay or queer?
Queer.
Queer.
3 queers in a row. Are you gay or queer?
Queer.
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 Gay or queer?
Go hunting for some lesbians.
She said it's time to go hunting for some lesbians. Is anybody in here a homosexual? What are even all of those flags? Are you gay or queer?
Queer.
I'm pansexual and
Pan.
fluid.
I'm pan.
Ally.
I am asexual and aromantic.
Asexual. I'm straight.
You're pan.
Yeah.
You're pan.
Pan.
I'm asexual.
Yay!
I'm a lesbian, yes.
1 out of 7, okay. Do you identify as gay or queer?
As queer.
Well, you gay or queer?
Queer.
Queer.
I love how the one in there, the gay trans man, was in there saying, I'm queer. What?
Every time. And people think that I purposefully find everyone that says what I want them to say. But like,
No, nobody thinks that you purposely find everyone you want to say. I think when you say yourself that you only interview 40 people at an event where 17,000 showed up, I think what people are saying is you need to understand that just on a surface basis level of actual logic and reason, what you are showing is not a true representation of anything, because you don't have enough evidence. You just don't. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to people? It's you just don't have enough. And if everyone there still said, and you went to all 17,000 and every single one of them said, I'm queer, so what? That's what we're all trying to understand. It's not that you're faking stuff. It's that even the stuff that you are saying that you believe to be true, that we understand you think it's true, we don't care about. Ariel, I mean, I care. I don't know what's happening here. Do you think I care? They're queer. Well, I don't know what the reaction is that you expect people to have. Like, oh my gosh, they say they're queer. What? It's like, cool, they're queer. And I'm going to watch one more. I'm just going to go on for like a couple more minutes. I can't. I struggle with these videos because like, by the middle / end of it, it's like, what are you talking about? To be fair, from the beginning, I'm like, but now it's not even funny. It's just stupid.
literally, I posted every single interview within a month. There were 3 lesbians there, I think.
Oh.
3 lesbians. There were a bunch of gay men, and they were just like wearing Kamala shirts, and I was like, okay, whatever. And they were just like, yeah, we're gay, and we want a woman president, blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, cool, but like,
interesting that we never saw them. It's interesting that we never saw the gay men who were supporting Kamala, right? It's summarized by blah, blah, blah. That's what people are talking about also. It's your omitting and only showing things in a specific way to highlight a specific agenda. A very specific agenda, which is highlighted in your title, the insane queer activist. For the record, I don't know any one of them who has actually said they're an activist, and so that's still a label that you're putting onto them, which in any other context would be fine. But we are aware of the undertone of that. It's this, oh god, those activists. It's this labeling that none of them have actually said they were, and so we already know that everything about this is framed to make anybody who isn't a normal just normal men appear to be silly. So you know what, I'm not going to watch anymore. I said I was, I'm not going to, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, I don't care, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it. If you end up watching the rest, you can let me know if you liked it. I'm not doing it. But yeah, Brad Polumbo, I didn't really hear much from him. I think he was just sort of there. I don't know, does he do more than that, of just sort of existing with overly white teeth in the sort of like Ross way? Do you guys remember that episode in Friends where Phoebe's like, demon?
Hello. Oh good. Ross, could you put up some of these flyers for me? No, demon!
That was the energy I was getting. But yeah, I don't know what the purpose of that was, but they got 100k. I imagine they made a cheeky potentially as much as if it happened that quick within 5 days, I would say about at least $1,000. So they are making money from content like this. They're making money from making people look stupid, and I don't know. I don't like that. I don't think it needs to happen. I think it's quite simple as well, especially if that's all you do. If you don't offer anything else but this sort of content, it really shows how sort of like mentally stunted and creatively stunted you are as a creator, as a content creator. There should be more to your content right now. But this is it, really. This is as far as it goes. This is the peak of their creativity. Wow. I've had enough of it. I'm gonna say bye, friends. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Are you agreeing with them? Are you disagreeing with me? It doesn't matter either way. I respect your opinion down below. It's great to have conversation, to learn, to grow with each other. I think it's super, super great. So yeah, do me a favor and please hit the subscribe button, and of course look at the link in the description if you want to join our Discord, because me and Leo actually do talk in there. We actually do, especially if it's someone's birthday. I love to check in. It's someone's birthday today. Jupiter, happy birthday. You're turning 15 today. I've seen that in our Discord, and I just want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jupiter. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great birthday, my darling. And hey, if it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you too. Hit subscribe, hit like, leave your comments below, drink water, eat carrots, and Leo will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Again, I know the song goes here, but again, I'm ready for it. Let's go. Da